Hi everyone. So welcome to the online lecture of DBMS. So in the previous lectures we have seen the unary relational operations and relational algebra operations based on set theory. So in this lecture I'll explain the binary relational operations which are join and division. In the last lecture, you have seen when you are using the Cartesian product, the result will have some misleading information, okay, which are not relevant according to the query. So, suppose you want to fetch only the actual information or the correct information, then on the result of Cartesian product, you have to apply the select operation. Here you have to execute or you have to apply two relational operations, right? To get the correct result, first you have to apply Cartesian product and then you have to take the select operation. If there is a way you can combine these two operations in single relational operations, then it will be more beneficial, right? So for that purpose we use join operation. So join will combine Cartesian product and select operation. Okay, so it combines the sequence of Cartesian product and select in single operation. The join operation, it is very important for relational databases which are having more than a single relation. Okay, because you have to combine the related tuples from various relations. That's why we use join operation. The general form of join operation on two relations are you have to use two relations such as R and S, and here R is having A1, A2 and AN attributes and S is having B1, B2 and so on. Okay. Now we represent join like this. You can see the symbol here for the join, and you need to specify a specific condition, like how you specify a condition in the select operation. So similarly here you have to write the condition, some boolean expression you have to write. So based on that condition it will see whether the tuples are matching with that condition, and then those tuples will be fetched. So first it will take the internally first it will take the Cartesian product, and on that result it will apply the condition and it will select the related or the actual tuples. Okay, and as I said, R and S we any relations, and these relations can be a result of some other relational algebra expressions. Now we'll see the example here. Suppose that we want to retrieve the details of the manager of each department. Now from where we can get the manager details? In department we have the manager SSN, but we don't have manager's name, right? Manager is also an employee. So what we have to do? We have to join employee and manager. Sorry, employee and department. So combine department tuples with the employee tuples, where SSN values of employee relation matches with manager SSN value in the department table. Okay, so like that we have to match the SSN of employees with manager SSN of department tuples. So the relational algebra expression will be like this. So department join employee based on manager SSN equal to SSN. Okay, so manager SSN attribute is there in department relation and SSN is there in employee relation. So based on this condition it will fetch the tuples. You can write the same expression or the boolean expression using the relative names of the relation. For example, manager SSN is there in department relation, right? So you can write department dot manager SSN equal to employee dot SSN. So like this also you can write. So it will say in from which relation you are referring the attribute. Okay. So in case if the attribute names are same or there is a redundancy, then you can specify the relative names using the relation name. Now this is the result of join operation. Here all the attributes are not shown. Okay, just for the simplification, actually it will take the number of attributes which are there in the department and the number of attributes in the employee relation. Okay, so those many number of attributes will be there in the resultant relation. Okay, so you can see here D name, D number, manager SSN and other attributes from the department like locations, and then F name, a middle name or the last name, SSN of manager, and like address, phone number, so other attributes from the employee. Okay, so like this it will combine the attributes of department and employee and the tuples which are matching with manager SSN and SSN of employee relation. So only those tuples will be added in the result. You can see here manager SSN and SSN are same. So only such tuples will be added to the result. Now we'll see the properties of join. In general, we represent the join operation like this. First, we'll write the first operand relation, and then the second operand relation, and the condition. Okay, so AI is one of the attribute from relation R, and BJ is one of the attribute of relation S. Now, in the result, as I said, the number of attributes will be n plus m. So, n is the number of attributes in relation R, m is the number of attributes of relation S. So, total will get n plus m attributes in the resultant relation. Then the resulting relation state has one tuple for each combination of tuples R from relation R and S from relation S. How it will take these combination? Only if they satisfy the join condition. If this condition is met, only those tuples will be added to the result. Okay, so if you assume like nr tuples are there in relation R and ns tuples are there in relation S, then in general the result will have less than nr into ns tuples. Maybe sometimes it may be equal or it may be less than. Only the related tuples will appear in the result. As I said, based on the condition, it will take the tuples. Now, when we take the join, usually we will write the join condition, right? It may be like greater than or less than or equal to. Okay, any Boolean expression we can write. So that's why it is called as theta join. Okay, theta join. So in theta join, it can be like any general Boolean expression in the condition. You can write any Boolean expression in the condition. Okay, and you can have more than one condition, and you can group these condition using logical operators like and or you can use. Okay, so that's called theta join. And then if you have, as I said, more than one conditions, if you have that, you can combine. Now when you use only the equality operator or the comparison, okay, only equality comparison if you use, not greater than, less than, or greater than, equal to, less than, or equal to. Simply you are using, you want to see if the attribute values of two relations are same. Okay, only you are comparing with equality operator. Then it is called as equijoin. So in the condition, just you are using equality comparison. Okay, so in the result of equijoin, it will have one or more pairs of attributes which have identical values in every tuple. Okay, if they are matching, if the attributes are matching in two relations, so such tuples will be fetched. Now in case of join, what happens is the attributes, even though we are comparing, we are using the equijoin, then the attributes will be displayed twice. For example, D number. Department, in one relation you have named the attribute as DNO, and in another relation you have used DNUM. Okay, in one relation DNO you have written, and in another relation you have used the attribute name as DNUM. Now, when you take the join, you write DNO equal to DNUM. In the result, you will have DNO at column and DNUM also. Okay, but the thing is, both are displaying the same values, right? Because only you are using the equijoin means if values are same in these two tuples or the attributes in the tuples, then you will fetch. That means even though the name of the attributes are different, but the values in that column are same, so you will get the same result or the same column details twice. So to avoid this, we will use the natural join operation. Now in the natural join, it is denoted by star, and why we are using this is to get rid of the second attribute. Okay, to get rid of the second attribute in an equijoin condition, we will use the natural join. So because one of each pair of attributes will be identical, right? As I said, DNUM and DNO both are having the same values. Now how we can remove this spurious or the redundant column? We need to see that if the attribute names are same in both the relations, then we can take the natural join. Okay, if the attribute names are same or identical, then we can take the natural join. That means in both the relation it must have the same name, like DNO in one table and in another table also DNO, or it can be like DNUM in one table and in another table again DNUM. Now, if it is different, then what we have to do? We have to use the rename operation. Okay, we can use the rename operation and then take the natural join. Okay, the standard definition of natural join requires that the two join attributes or each pair of corresponding join attributes have the same name in both the relations. Now, if it is not having the same name, then rename one of the attribute, make sure that both are having the common names, then you take the natural join. Now, we'll see the example. Here, in department and department locations, we have D number attribute. Okay, in both the relations, we have DNUMBAR. So, this is the name of the attribute. That's why no need to write the condition. Directly we can use the natural join. Okay, so now when we write department star department underscore locations, it will take the natural join and internally it will see the common attributes and it will perform the equijoin on that common attribute. Okay, so only the attribute with same name as D number. So implicit join condition will be created and you will get the result by using this join. Okay, department dot D number equal to department underscore locations dot D number. You can write this using join also, the normal equijoin, but in that case you will get two columns. Okay, the like from department table one column, and from department location another column you'll get. So to avoid this, we'll use the natural join. Okay, so now if you see this example, here R and S are having two attributes with the same name. Okay, C and D. In both the relations, I have C and D. Now, how natural join will work? Now, it will check like R dot C equal to S dot C and R dot D equal to S dot D. Okay, so like this, if more than one attributes are having the same name, then it will apply the AND operation on this join condition. Okay, it will be like this: R dot C equal to S dot C and R dot D equal to S dot D. Now result will keep only the attribute of each such pair. That means in the resultant you will get A, B, C, D and E. Only these five. If you do natural join, sorry, not natural join, if you do equijoin by applying this condition, then you'll get ABCD and again CDE. Okay, so you'll get 4 plus 3 attributes. But if you apply natural join, then you'll get only 5 columns. Okay, so the resultant you will get A, B, C, D, E. Now this is one of the example of natural join. Here, as I said, department location. In department location, we have D number as the common attribute. Okay, in department we have D number, and department locations we have D number. So only once it will display. Now, there is a complete set of relational operations. That means the set of operations which include select, project, union, difference, rename, and the Cartesian product. These are called complete set. Why? Because these operations can be used to derive another relational operation. For example, R intersection S can be derived or inferred using the union and difference. Okay, so using union and difference, I can derive another expression. Okay, so that's why union, difference are complete set. And then here, if I use cross product and select, I can obtain the result of join operation. Okay, so here select and cross product are complete set. Now the next is division operation. In the division operation, like it is, again it is one of the binary operation. That means it can be applied on two relations. It needs two operand relations. Now the definition is like this: R of Z divided by S of X. Here Z and X are the attributes, set of attributes. Okay, where X is a subset of Z. Now, whatever attributes you have in the second relation, second operand relation, that must be a subset of Z. Okay, suppose you have A, B, C, D, E attributes in relation R, then S can have AB, okay, A and B attributes. So, it must be a subset of Z. And then Y equal to Z minus X. So that means in the resultant, Y is the set of attribute of R that are not attributes of S. Okay, so you take, okay, I said A, B, C, D, E, right? And here I took AB. Now Y is the remaining attribute C, D, E, that is Z minus X. Okay, so if I take the union of X and Y, then I have to get the attributes of relation R. Okay, you have the set of attributes in Z, and the attributes in uh, relation S must be a subset of this. Okay, subset of the attributes of relation R. Now in the result, how it will give you the result now. The result of division is again a relation which will contain the attributes Y. What is Y here now? And thus I said CDE. Okay, AB I have taken out. AB is the subset of Z, that is in relation S. So the remaining attribute CDE. Okay, so that will appear in the result. And is there any specific thing like all CDE attributes will come? No, only a tuple T if tuples TR appear in R with TR of Y equal to T and with TR of X equal to T of S, TS, for every tuple TS in S. Now what this says is, for each pair of AB value in S, okay, that means for each pair of AB values in S, you have to see whether the attributes, Y attributes, okay, the set of attributes in Y appears with each pair of AB value. Such tuples will appear in the result. Okay, for the tuple T to appear in the result T of the division, the values in T is the tuple. Okay, in T must appear in relation R in combination with every tuple in S. Now we'll see the example, then it will be clear. See the SSN of the employees with the project number. Now here another relation which is having only the project number. Okay, so here you can see in the first operand I have employee SSN and project number, and in the second operand relation I have project number. So this is the subset of the attributes of SSN underscore project numbers, right? Now in the result what you will get, so if I do division operation, then I have to see whether employee SSN, this is the Y attribute, the set of attributes in Y, okay, employee SSN. Now, whether employee SSN appears with both the values 1 and 2, like that you have to check. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I take this employee SSN, this appears with 1 and 2. Okay, so that means this SSN will be added to the result. Now the next one, 666884444, but it appears with only 3, right? But 3 is not there in Smith underscore project numbers, so this will not appear. Then comes 4534534553. Now you can see this appears with both the values 1 and 2. Now that means this will be added to the result. Okay, so like this the division operation will work. Now if I take the second example, R and S, R is having A, B, and S is having A, attribute A, and the values in S are A1, A2, A3. Now see here whether B1 appears with these three values. B1 with A1 is there, B1 is with A2, then B1 with A3. Okay, that means B1 added to the result. Then B2. B2 with A1 is there, 3 is there, but B2 is not appearing with A2. Okay. Now B3, A2 and A3 and A4, but A1 is not there in this. Then B4 appears with A1, A2 and A3. So that means in the result I'll get B1 and B4. Okay. Now, for example, if you want to find out whether an employee is working on all the projects controlled by department 3. Okay, so in that case what you can do is you can take the project numbers which are uh, there in department 3, and then the employee SSN and project number from the project table to the division operation. So in such queries you can use the division. Now these are the different operations we have discussed so far: select, project, theta join, equijoin, natural join, union, intersection, difference, Cartesian product and the division. Okay, so these are the basic operations. Some some operations are unary operations, some are from set theory, and some are from binary relational operations. Okay, so we'll continue with the next lecture. In that, I'll discuss about the additional operations like aggregation and outer joins. Thank you.